Jeff, you extend?
You always do when Mr. Alco's not here. Joseph Ledbetter, thank you, city taxpayers, for being so forgiving and giving so much of your treasure to the city government. I think we should pray for them at every invocation, our city taxpayers. I mean, if there's somebody that needs to be blessed, it's them. I want to thank the council that voted to consolidate Parks and Rec, even though it didn't pass. It would have saved 5 mills of taxes, so if you were concerned about saving taxes, you would have voted in the affirmative for that. And it's a shame it didn't pass. It's just a crying shame. It's another way we could have saved money, but nobody cares. Evidently, not a majority on city council at this time. I did cite a statute, KSA 754321, which will allow you to end union agreements with the city if you choose. My biggest concern is the streets not being repaired. And when I see county workers out there working very hard on county streets, and then I don't see the same productivity out of city employees, it irks me. Especially the way these streets have gone down the last 2 years. It's abhorrent. And nobody has answered for it. Nobody's been fired for it, and it's shocking. I like what Kevin Singer's comments were the other day. Kevin and I were on the debate team years ago in high school. He is a superintendent of 501, and he flat told the people at 501, you're going to have less people and you're going to have more work. And there will be layoffs. And I think layoffs are appropriate in government at this time with the Obama-Bush recession. I think that that is appropriate to do that and save the taxpayers more money. I want to talk about some research I came up with from one of my law magazines I got as a student, joined the Bar Association early over there, Washburn. And it's 18 U.S.C. Section 1346. And basically it talks about honest services need to be provided by public officials, public entities like your Chamber of Commerce that's subsidized by the taxpayers. A number of people have been prosecuted under this, local officials, state officials. It's a very tough statute. I was reading with interest the number of cases against city employees, city council people, commissioners that were indicted under it. There is a duty to provide honest services by every person working for a city government to make sure there's no conflicts of interest, that there's impartiality in your voting, that there's integrity, that people are working a full day for an honest day's pay, and it's very tough. And I'm telling you, I have a lot of concerns as I watch this city continue to digress, the services not being met, the taxes going up, and wondering when something like this will happen locally. I have a concern that if somebody runs for office, if they have a spouse that's getting a city pension, that they should declare that. And I would like to see that implemented as a rule up here. I think it's a direct conflict of interest if such a situation is existing for that person not to declare that. And I was looking at disclosures this morning, and I didn't see that. And I'm going to share my concerns privately with the council, the city council. Not city council, your attorney. I'll call you later this week, sir, about my concerns. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ledbetter. Other questions?
And, citizens. I'm very troubled by any concept that borrows from future income that you don't have. And in talking to people in the public and listening to even talk radio, I hear that a lot. I mean, I just don't really go along with this this process as being so needed and the urgency of it. Most of these projects wouldn't be let until probably April anyway, next year with the construction season. I'm having trouble with this. I have trouble with the design of the projects in the maintenance program. I certainly hope we're not asking for designing of how to fill potholes. Are these projects going to more than just one engineering firm? Are we bidding this out so that more than just one engineering firm is getting the work? I'd certainly like to know that everything's bid out properly and you know, that money's spread around. This is a lot of money. I certainly was opposed to sales tax. One of the reasons I was opposed to it was because I saw people fixing medians instead of potholes this spring, when the urgency was to fix potholes, and had been for over a year. And the batch plants were open, and all the things were in place to fix potholes, but they seemed to have a low priority over medians. And I just thought that was ludicrous. This country just passed a landmark in the last couple of days. We now have a $1 trillion deficit. We've never had that before, and the fiscal year isn't over. I think all of that does bear on borrowing. I'm glad you're not going to use GO bonds on this. It sounds like you can't use them for design, so that's certainly good. But I think this city's done way too much borrowing, and anything you can do to minimize that would certainly make a lot of taxpayers happy, I think. To me, this leaves a lot more questions than answers, but those are my comments. Thank you.